Alrighty, so this will actually be my second attempt recording this. I got interrupted in the middle of the last one, but um, so I might have to retread on so I'm gonna have to retread on a few things. But okay, basically, like I said, this is another VOD review for Bonobo Squad, who's on the red team. We're gonna be playing on Oasis, the new map that was just released. This will be a lot of fun. I don't know a whole lot of like more nuanced strategical stuff about the map, but I kind of have an idea about how it plays. It plays really similar to Nepal, I noticed, for a lot of it. Um, a few of the maps, a few of them are actually quite unique. One of them where you can, but it's not this one, but one of them is actually pretty unique. So let's take a look at the comps for Bonobo. It's just standard right now, They And man, so one thing that I do have to tell you guys is don't be afraid to play off a standard. Now, granted, you don't probably don't have a lot of experience on this map, so you don't really have to. You probably haven't played it too much, so you don't know what comps work, what comps don't. But keep in mind, don't be afraid to try out new stuff, especially especially if it's a new map. Like, I mean, yeah, you might be more experienced, but as long as you guys like went over it before scrimmage on the night, you could try new things. Let's look at their comp for a quick second. It's also pretty standard. Triple tank with tracer. Only a modification I would make personally is switching out this Roadhog for the Korean mech woman, or in other words, diva. So that's about all I have to say for that. And also shout out to the camera person, Stray. He's a really talented caster. Sad that you couldn't hear his casting during this. Extremely talented. So let's go. And that's not my Skype notification. Oh man, I just got done praising you, Stray. But go AFK in the middle of it. Tisk tisk. All right, let's go. So this goes on to the first fight. What happens to the Lucio here? I don't know exactly what happens to the Lucio. I think he dies. I'm not sure, but it was good to get him away from you. Again, the Tracer is also in the back line, just kind of harassing. This is actually a good spot for the Tracer, if you notice, because she can easily just blink out, like super easily, and she immediately has cover. So this is actually a good spot for the Tracer to play around. Because usually when you run a Tracer, you usually don't want to send your Tracer in their back line when they are not engaging you or when you are not engaging them. However, in this particular spot, you can kind of get away with it because it's so easy to blink out. Like it's so easy to just get out of there. So I think that's a good position for that Tracer. Now, let's see what you guys do. I noticed that 3 of you are on point right now. Like, and in fact, I think 2 of you were on point even before your mains drop down. Here's another rule of thumb. When you run Reinhardt, most of the time, now, again, with every rule that I say, there's always exceptions, but generally, most of the time, you want to have your Reinhardt always be the first one to drop down. Because if everyone else is able to like follow that up, it's a really good cover for you guys. However, if he's not the first person to jump down, and they have, for example, a Roadhog or an Ana, when they do have both, so it's a double whammy. They can get hooked, they can get grenaded. Like the hook is more devastating at front, but if they get grenaded, they can easily engage you. That's generally one of the engage conditions under a comp like that. So, just a very minor mistake, but just keep that in mind. Again, fuck. Well, I can actually make a point out of this. So, you guys are all spread out right now. For example, right now I only see 4 of you. Actually 5 of you. That would be your Roadhog. I'm guessing that's your Soldier, Lucio, Reinhardt, and Ana. Now, who's missing from this? That's actually really vitally important. Where the hell is your diva? Like, you guys are actually pretty spread out right now. Like, your Lucio really has no reason to be over here. Your Roadhog, Soldier, and Reinhardt are like, they're sort of grouped together. However, the Soldier could actually be up here, along with the Ana. The Ana could be like here, or right behind the Soldier, something like that. Because Soldier and Ana can do really well on high ground. But you guys are like really split up right now, and like and they all just kind of wipe you from that. They just kind of take advantage of you. They just kill you from that. Alrighty, and again, one more thing. I mentioned this last time I recorded it. Your Roadhog delayed his death a little bit too much there. It's just like really minor. It's really extremely nitpicky, but you always gotta think about these little things. Like, your team lost a fight, Roadhog, correct? You have no reason to be running away from the enemy. Absolutely zero reason. It's a 1v6. You're never gonna win that, even if you have perfect aimbot, like perfect hacks. You're not gonna win that anyway. It's a 1v6. So honestly, running down, getting killed right there, not the smartest decision right there. Just some food for thought. So, Bonobo decides to switch up there. You guys decide to switch up your comp. I do agree with the Soldier. The McCree is a lot better than Soldier, because they have a very kind of aggressive kind of comp, and McCree is extremely good up close, and he's extremely good with dealing with flankers. When you look at a comp, you always want to look at some of their impact players, like who's gonna do the most to your team. Right now, their impact players are Roadhog and Tracer. Now, Tracer is not as much of an impact player as Roadhog, as in just like raw damage output or just like pick potential. However, Tracer is extremely annoying, and you cannot allow her to just like have free reign over your backline. Like, despite the fact that she probably won't kill your tanks, she's going to farm her ult from it. And once she gets her ult, like good tracers should get their ult pretty much every single fight. Like, good tracers should be able to do that. And her ult will one shot a bunch of your players and kill that. So McCree is extremely good with dealing with that flanker, and he's a little bit better up close than Soldier is. Against squishies, that is. Against squishies, he's really good against those. So I would say Soldier's a little bit better against tanks, but McCree's also pretty good. Any other suggestions I would make to this comp? You could switch out the Roadhog for a Zarya, or you could switch out the D.Va for a Zarya, one of the two. I have seen like D.Va Zarya work really well, especially on King of the Hill. I don't see that too often on like attack defense, but a D.Va Zarya can work pretty well. I've seen a lot of like pro teams. I worked with a lot of pro teams when we run that. You guys decide to go on this opposite side. And a thing to note is, again, as a general rule, high ground is always advantage. So holding up here is pretty fine. However, one criticism... Actually, no, wait. Happens later. That's a bit spoilers. Okay, first criticism is... I want you guys, when you look at this, I want you to take a second. What's wrong with this picture? Give you like 3 seconds. Alright. Why is your D.Va right here? She has absolutely zero reason to be here. She is such a sitting duck. Yeah, sure, you got Matrix. The Matrix is going to eat up their hit scan, projectiles, stuff like that, but there's one ability that they have that is really that will just mess with her right here. And that's the hook. The hook is the thing that will screw you up right here because you're just all alone, and the hook is just going to destroy you. So, now, granted, if they were to run like what I think is a better version of this comp, which is having this be a diva, having a diva Zarya tracer, you could get away with like standing right here, but again, your team's going in through here. I don't think your diva got the memo that they were going in through there. So, just some food for thought. And again, your diva gets hooked. Actually, if you look at the opposite team, you guys should actually be pretty happy about this. Look at kind of the blobs of the enemy team. You got Lucio here, Ana here, Reinhardt here, Diva. No, wait, actually no, that's Tracer here, and then Roadhog, Zarya here. When you look at this from a far perspective, who is the one who should die first? The person who should die first, probably in my eyes, is the Reinhardt. However, your guys' positioning right now is kind of like this. Like the 3, that's 5. I don't know where your last player is. I think there might be another player in here, but you gotta keep in mind that there needs to be target focus here. Like you have 2 targets shooting this Zarya here, which is good. However, your Reinhardt is dealing with their Reinhardt, and actually, if you look at it, they have 3 they're gonna have 3 people on him. You have the Ana, Reinhardt, and then this hog should, if he's smart, be trying to hook their Reinhardt. So actually, they're split up, but you guys I think are a little bit more split up. If you kind of see that, like they have bigger pick potential than you guys. You guys trade. They use their hog ult. You guys Earth Shatter. Your Reinhardt dies, however. You guys trade again. It's still even. They use their Earth Shatter. You guys are still fighting on point. It could be a winnable fight. However, right now it's not winnable at all. Let's rewatch that a little bit more. So, like I said, you guys get split up. Your soldier. Okay, so your soldier and your Reinhardt are over here. Your soldier gets hooked. That's the first thing that happens. First thing that happens, your soldier gets hooked and he's gonna die. Just want the future context. He's gonna die. If you noticed how their team is right now compared to your team, they are all grouped up right here. Let's also just exclude the supports, except for Ana. Like, okay, the Lucio isn't gonna do shit, but the Ana, Reinhardt, and Roadhog are all going to just like are all going to try to kill these 2 players. And they will, because they will kill the soldier, and the Reinhardt is going to put up a shield kind of back up there. So, that is the first thing that happens, I believe. Okay, so what I believe happens is the soldier. Okay, fuck, I keep saying soldier. Then McCree dies. Your Lucio kills the Zarya somehow. That happens off screen. Whatever. I don't understand why the Lucio was 1v1ing the Zarya in the first place, but whatever. Well, the Lucio might not be 1v1ing, but I get the idea. Their Zarya dies off screen, and their Roadhog kills 2 of you. Now, your Reinhardt uses his Earth Shatter right there, and your Ana's gonna die. I think your Ana's right here. Yeah, your Ana's gonna die as well. So that's 3 people killed right away, I believe. Or your Ana's gonna have grenade right now. I'm not sure, but if you notice where your diva is, your diva is, I think, out of position, right? Sort of out of position. During this Earth Shatter, she can spend some time in trying to kill the squishies. Most likely their Ana, who's right here. However, I think their Roadhog just ulted, so she's trying to eat that up. In all honesty, she should not be backing up over here. If she, if you guys called out like to group up somewhere instead of just spreading out, like you all should be like right around here. It's kind of like death balling on this point because this is a death ball kind of comp. So, um, the major thing that happens during that fight is that you guys just got really split up. You guys had a chance of winning it, but y'all were just I said y'all. You all were just like super split up, and you're gonna die. You died from it. There was like you guys just used your ults too late, basically. Um, you guys used a bunch of ults, and with those ults, you did get a few picks. However, you didn't have enough grouping on point or in a focused area to back them up. That's just the biggest thing that happened there. They just had a lot better grouping than you. Again, your IGL, I'm assuming that your IGL is a trad truck. Your IGL should be calling, okay, we're gonna group up on point during this fight. So that's just a thing to watch out for. Sorry. Okay, so right now, you all get grabbed right here. You all get grabbed right here. Now, this is just a good play from blue team. However, here's what I assume. I can't hear your comms right now. I really wish I could. However, this is what I assume. You guys did not go over any of the ults that they had. Like right after that, you guys probably said, okay, let's just group up and go in. We're gonna go on this right side. I don't have the feeling that you guys like kind of went over what they have. And I don't get the feeling you went over what you have. Now, they obviously have the better ult advantage because they won those first two fights and you guys used a bunch of ults that last fight. They only used like one of them. So, gotta keep that in mind. However, you could have done a lot better. For example, you notice you're coming in through here. You notice that they're holding up really close. Now, you have to remember, on previous fights, they held up here. And to me, I feel that holding up here or something is like the standard place to go. Is like the standard place to hold on this map. I don't think holding up like here, or here is a smart idea in most situations. This is kind of like on Lijiang Tower on Control Center, where teams would like hold up close to that choke point when they have grab or something, or when they have a Mei wall. So you have to keep in mind, you probably should have seen that they were holding up close. So you should automatically infer from that, based upon like where they used to hold, that they're probably going to have grab, or they're going to engage us here. Like they're going to do some sort of like kind of ult that benefits from us being in this choke, and most likely they're going to do Big Bang. That's just the biggest thing that's what they're probably going to do. However, what you could have done in preparation for this is you could have actually like had your D.Va go out in front, and this is just an idea, but D.Va go out in front with your Reinhardt. Like, the Reinhardt D.Va are gonna like stay like it's like a pair, the two of them. And what they're gonna do is that they're gonna go out the door. Your D.Va is just gonna hold right click, and your D.Va and Reinhardt are just gonna hold right click and just aim straight at their Zarya. That's one way to deal with the grab like this, because it's just a possible way that the grab could be eaten. Now, if the Zarya is smart, the Zarya is going to back up, and the team's going to back up. So that play could actually allow you to get more space instead of just like kind of funneling in through this space and just allowing them to grab you like that. You could have done something differently. Chances are you're going to still lose the fight, but you could have stayed alive longer, I think. And like I said, you just immediately died. So I think that if you did like a little bit of preparation for that, you could have countered. You probably would not have won the fight, but you could have stayed alive for long enough to make that fight worthwhile than just a quick wipe, you know? Okay. Oh fuck. I was looking off screen. So you all okay, so Starfighter changes from Diva to Zarya. That's fine. Um and you all just do the right thing. You just kind of speed out there. You just kind of get on point. This is your last chance, you know? Whatever. Um, yeah, again, from what I think, the major things that went wrong during that particular point, um, this has been going on for a while, so I think I spent too long on this point, but I've been going on for a little while, so I'm just gonna keep this short. I'm gonna keep it shorter for the next ones, but first thing that went wrong was a grouping for a bunch of those fights. Grouping was a huge issue. Um, and honestly, the best way to counteract that is during the middle of a fight, your Lucio player or whoever your IGL is, and it should be your Lucio player. Your IGL should just be calling it. Okay, in the middle of a fight, he needs to call grouping and where you're gonna group up. Because if you notice this, you guys get grouped up. You need to call that. Now, do you guys switch anything up for this one? Okay, so instead of running a Diva, you're gonna run a Zarya. And I kind of agree with that because you weren't getting too much value out of your Diva. So let's take a quick look at. They're also keeping it the same. So you guys get a pick, so that's good. Um, your Zarya kind of overextended a little bit. However, she did have her shield, so it's fine. Um, Now, first things first, your Zarya again. If one of your players gets knocked down and they're still kind of over here, I think you need to send like your Reinhardt down there to support them because I think your Zarya was way out in the open and their Roadhog had ample time to hook her. That's just like a what if situation, you know? You always need to be thinking about, okay, what's probably going to happen? Okay, so they decide to engage again. They decide to go up top. Wait, what the hell happened there? Let me. How did you guys. Who died? That happened so quick that I couldn't even see it. Oh, I see. I see what happened there. It was that fire strike. Yeah, that fire strike screwed you guys up. I think that oh my god. Their Reinhardt just got a whole bunch of charge off of that. Really good fire strike from him. I honestly would not have predicted like something like that. I would not have predicted that would have done that much damage. So honestly, that was just unfortunate. That was just really unlucky. Oh my god, that was actually pretty clever. I like that. And you guys are just gonna get wiped from this. I think. I don't think that what you did there was a good proper response. I think. Yeah, and you guys are really split up right now. For example, your Reinhardt, Reinhardt's over here, and you guys just kind of got split up there. Again, I think your biggest issue is splitting. I don't know. I don't know how you're planning an IGL and how your IGL works because I can't hear the comms. However, that's just what I noticed just from your playing. I don't think that your IGL is doing a lot of planning. That needs to be worked on. So again, you guys are gonna stick with this. You're gonna have Visor. I mean, you're gonna have Nano. You're gonna have Hog most likely. You're gonna have Shatter. You're gonna have a lot of ults coming up, and so do they. So, in preparation, you should be saying, okay, they're gonna have Shatter, Nano. They just use a bomb, so they're probably not gonna have it though. They might be close on it. Um, and they're gonna have a Hog. Though those are like the three that you should know that they have, especially Shatter, due to that like sick fire strike that he did. You should expect that he got a lot of ult charge from that. So you need to keep that in mind. Let's see what you do as a plan. So, okay, so you guys go in through up top. Gonna contest the high ground. Again, you guys have the advantage right now. If you notice, you guys don't just have the number advantage, but you have high ground advantage, which is equally as important in my eyes. And you have their Hog, who's asleep, Reinhardt, who's down here. I just see this as ample opportunity for hooks. Your Roadhog should be really happy. Yeah, I think this is a Roadhog map. This particular one. This particular map, when I think about it, is actually a Roadhog map, because if you get high ground control, you have so much room. You have this entire point area to just as this potential for hooks, you know. What's your Zarya doing? Okay, I guess that was okay when she dropped down there. And I think you guys take the fight. That was a good fight. That poor Reinhardt. Oh god. Oh yeah, I forgot about this underground passage that puts you over here. Forgot about that. Now, you notice they have 6 ults. Now, I don't think you guys would probably have the intuition to figure out that they have 6 ults. You probably have an idea what ults they have, because they didn't use too many ults on that last fight. In fact, they didn't use any ults in that last fight, so you should have an idea that they have a lot of ults. Now, you guys are also really close on ults. In fact, I don't think you guys used any ults during that last fight, so both teams are going to have a lot of ults, so let's see what you guys do as a response of that. You guys get grabbed. I actually really like that grab, because it puts you all, because if you get a lot of people, it puts you all in this confined area. Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of space to follow up on it, but it does give the enemy, but like the team that uses the grab right there does give them a lot of time to contest the point. And as you see, I think with just like 1 or 2 people, you already have it like 60% of the way, like even like 70% of the way. So I would say that's a pretty effective grab. You guys do get a pick. You guys do group up, and you guys wipe them from that. So that was actually a really good response to that. I just kind of like that grab. Well, I like it as a zoning tool. I don't think that was the correct grab to do there, but I could see that as a good overtime kind of grab. Just kind of grab to keep them off the point. Like that could be a useful grab for that, but other than that, it wasn't. There was no place to follow it up, though. Okay, so in fact, they actually used a bunch of their ults, actually. And you guys used all your ults. Or close to all of them. And you guys get wiped from that. Again, during that last fight, both teams used their ults. Almost all their ults. Let's see if there's anything you could have done to prevent this Earth Shatter. Oh no. Oh no, that was actually a really smart play. From what I understand, your Reinhardt got booped off. And but I believe the D.Va like pushed him off. And like your Reinhardt saw that opportunity and just shattered them. That was an insane play. I really like that. It was a good retake from the opposite team, though. I mean, this is a VOD review for you guys, but I also like pointing out any good plays or mistakes that the other team makes that you can kind of look for yourself. So again, same things from that last fight. I think your number one. I think like here are your two biggest issues. One, grouping. I was gonna. It's a fucked up. G. Grouping. Two, planning. I think, and with grouping, there will be better target calling. But again, that just comes with grouping. Ooh, this is interesting. I like this. I like this. Okay, so you guys are running dive. Love dive. Love me some dive. Now, I'm also really critical of dive because dive is very difficult to pull off. Look at their comp. Again, don't like the D.Va. D.Va, in fact, I think the D.Va is actually a pretty bad choice in this situation. I mean, you could get some utility out of her, but Zarya, I think, outclasses her in this comp just in so many ways. Aya, if you have Zarya, you can combo with Arrow, Tracer, Mei, and to an extent, Rein. Like, Zarya just combos so well with these three characters that I don't see any reason for not running her in place of D.Va, honestly. I mean, it's technically not like Bonobo. Bonobo, I think is her team name. Actually, let me check that. Yeah, Bonobo squad. I mean, like you should notice that and think, guys, like we have an advantage. They don't have a good pick or something like that. They don't have good combo potential, I think, when they use their ults. Another thing is this is when I work with some pro teams. Another thing that I discussed with pro teams is this comp. Let's assume that you have Zarya. If you have Zarya, this comp is extremely difficult to retake. Like, retakes equal hard, equals frowny face. Retakes are frowny face. Keep that in mind with this comp. Reason being is because it's hard to contest high ground. I mean, yeah, you do have a D.Va, but like, let's assume you have the better comp, and that's Zarya. This thing is, it's just a defense-oriented comp, mostly because of the Mei. But like, if they lose this fight and you win this fight, like they're gonna be forced to switch. So keep that in mind. Where are you guys gonna go? High ground. Hey, jump pad. I love jump. What the fuck? No. 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 Okay. What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong? Like, you're Winston. What is he doing? What are you doing, fam? You don't have any support from your team, fam. What you doing? Your Zarya isn't even looking in your direction. Your Zarya isn't even prepared for this. Like, I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet money, your Winston's gonna die right now. Willing to bet money. Okay, that's better. But he put himself way too at risk. He didn't die there because he did the smart thing and backed out. But still, very, very, very dumb move right there. Yep. this is the reason why I'm so critical of dive. Reason being is the hardest part about dive is synchronization of your dives, basically. Essentially, you want to think of dive as like I don't know how to picture it, but your Winston and your Genji. So Winston Genji, they are a couple. All right, they are a couple. They are in love with each other. Winston and Genji are going to shoot the same target at the exact same time. That is the only thing that makes dive works. Now, the Winston Genji, they are going to just dive the same target because Winston and Genji have good vertical like they have really good vertical space to work with, and that's why the two of them work really well together. Another kind of pair is having a diva as well. That makes it harder to kill, but you don't kill things as fast because Genji kills things faster than diva if you have a good Genji. So, like the reason why like this comp can work is because of the vertical potential of these two classes, and if they jump the same person. Thing is, Genji and Winston, and to a lesser extent Genji, don't have enough DPS to kill targets on their own. And that is just exemplified by a diva just completely destroying your Winston right here. Your Genji's way over here. Major things to look at, or wait, how do you prove this though? Basically, when you guys do comp together, have your Genji and Winston like queue together. Just have them play a lot, or have that kind of like relationship between those two characters if you want to run dive more. Like practice it, really, really get down to synergy. Because if this synergy does not exist, this whole comp is void. You guys will never win a match with this comp if that synergy does not exist. So keep that in mind. Now the Tracer has a lot more freedom in this comp. The Tracer can like kind of just mess around and farm her ult. Like the Tracer and Zarya are probably going to have a lot more synergy, are probably going to work more together than the Genji Winston. But you're going to have these two driving forces that are being backed up by the supports. And another possible thing you could change is switching out this Ana for a Zen. Now, the difference between Ana and Zen is that Zen kills things faster. Not just because of his like he has good DPS output, but because of his Discord. Basically, if you're gonna run Zen, it's gonna be like a three-way kind of synergy. Zenyatta's gonna call Discord, Winston Genji jump them, or your Winston Genji jump a character and Zenyatta Discords that character. That's just generally how it works. Now, like the Ana's fine, I guess, but I think Zenyatta would be a better pick because now, granted, you don't have as much sustained, so you can't like stay on the point and not do anything. Like, and you can't just like not kill things quickly. You have to kill things extremely quickly, but that's just a thought. So I think you guys are gonna lose this fight, I believe. And again, so Genji does manage to kill the Tracer, so it's an even fight. But I think now is when you guys are gonna get. Actually, maybe not. I'm not sure. But they do have kind of a split focus right now. Okay. Now I think you guys are gonna win this fight just from pure luck. Like, you guys started off with a disadvantage. However, you guys were able to focus on targets afterwards. But keep in mind, your Winston needs to have that synergy with your other characters. So let's watch that. Will they have any synergy? Jump pad. Boing. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. That jump pad is so weird. What the hell? This is kind of difficult to analyze because people are just flying all over the place, but they just managed to focus you guys a lot better. And that, like, you don't really have much to say about that. Wait a minute. I don't understand. I don't understand. Why? Why? Now, now, context. I should have noticed this earlier, but why? These two tanks, as the only tanks on your team, are not enough. Now, Finale, what do you mean by that? The reason why these two tanks on their own are not enough is because, how do I explain this? It's harder to synergize D.Va with a Genji and a Tracer. It's harder to synergize that. Yeah, D.Va, I think, is more picked as a tank overall. However, Winston is just a better pick. Now, I guarantee you, you're the person who, like, this was the Winston player. The reason why the Winston player switched, he probably thought, oh my gosh, like, I just get shredded. And I just got shredded, you know? And that's why I'm going to switch, because Winston isn't working. No, that's not it at all. It was nothing about a comp problem. Nothing wrong with that. The reason why you switched was because, you switched because you thought you weren't getting any value out of your Winston. However, you weren't playing Winston correctly. You didn't play Winston correctly at all during that. First thing at the very beginning, you jumped down and you engaged him completely by yourself. And you're lucky that you jumped out and ended up over here, but you had half health, whatever. And you got healed up and you jumped over here by yourself, again, by yourself, with no support from the Genji or the Tracer. In dive, just having a D.Va is not enough. Yeah, you can play D.Va differently and kind of get away with more. However, Winston is just a better character for dive. D.Va is not the better character for dive because D.Va is more suited for that kind of like deathball-y comp. And if you are going to put a D.Va on dive, you need to have a Winston along with her. If you're going to switch up this comp, if you're going to play D.Va, fine, but get rid of your Tracer. You're not going to get any value out of your Tracer if you're not going to have a Winston. You know, like, you still need to have that Genji, because the Genji Winston is what really makes up dive. So I would say your Zarya is going to switch off of, no, actually, you're going to stay Zarya. I actually really like Zarya in dive. Now, like, your Zarya will stay Zarya, but Tracer will go Winston. Or your Zarya goes Winston and your Tracer stays Tracer. Like, if you're so adamant about running D.Va, that's what you should do. Like, I guarantee you, like, try to find me a pro game where they run dive with no Winston and it's a D.Va Zarya. Find me a pro game, like a high-level pro game, that makes that work. Like, I can guarantee you right now, it doesn't exist. I've never seen that. And I don't think it works. It just doesn't go with the fundamental part of dive. So, this is a big no-no. I do not like that switch to D.Va. Because, like, you switched to D.Va because you didn't think you were getting value out of it. However, you weren't playing Winston correctly to make him work. And that's the hard part about dive. Dive is a harder comp to run. But if you play correctly, it's super deadly. That's why dive is that's why at a pro level dive is really popular. I simply don't think you're going to get enough value out of D.Va to justify the switch. And again, you guys get super split up there. Your D.Va and your Genji, I think, contest top right here. And your Genji actually dives back here. So your Genji and Tracer, I believe, are sort of shooting the same target, though I get the feeling that you aren't target calling enough, though. But that's whatever. And you guys die from that. Again, grouping. Again, diving you can get away with playing a little bit more outside the group. However, you need to play in pairs. Never ever play dive by yourself. If you're shooting someone and you're the only person shooting someone, chances are you're not playing your character right. Or you're not doing the right thing at that time. Dive is all about pairs. Genji Winston are a pair. Tracer Zarya are a pair. I don't see a pair that D.Va pairs up with well. Maybe D.Va Zarya, but like I just don't think that Tracer D.Va is a good pick. Okay, so you guys do get an opening pick. And you guys managed to hide from that D.Va ult. And again, they also have a D.Va. Okay, let's see. This is a winnable fight, though. You can win this. And I believe you guys win this. So it's a good retake. Despite what I think about your comp, you were able to retake it. So that's good. Let's take a look at what they have. You know, I think they used sound barrier. I'm actually gonna use yellow. Use sound barrier. I think that was it. Again, no, like this is able to be retake. This is retakeable. This can be a winnable fight. So I'm not gonna give up quite yet. It's just really going back and forth. It's 2v3 though. It's unlikely to win it, but still could be possible. It's a 3v3. She's a 4v3. Down. I think this is this is where they just snowball you from there. Okay. Again, I think Bonobo, you're probably gonna get really annoyed with me saying these, but grouping is highly important. Yes, dive you can get away with like being a little bit outside the group, but if you're not gonna play as a death ball, you're going to play in pairs. The Ana Lucio and dive, they're pretty much alone, but the Ana Lucio need to be doing something to just stay out of the way, while the Tracer Genji, preferably Winston, and D.Va or Zarya, just go in there and play in pairs to focus the same target. I don't see you guys getting that kind of value out of your characters. Yes, you guys were able to push it to 94%, correct? But I think the reason why they allowed you to do that was just because they didn't have as much of coordination as they could have. That's like the best thing I can say about that, really. And I think you guys are gonna have one more fight. Maybe not though. It's sleep though. That was a good sleep. This point is really big, I noticed. Like, it's a really big point. Sure about how to think about that. But yeah, you guys lost that fight. You guys lost that game. Well, it's great analysis finale. But what lost you that game? Like I said this entire time, I'm gonna point out like the obvious of what I've been saying this entire time. These are the few things that lost you that game that you could have improved on. First things first is planning. I haven't listened to your comms at all. I haven't listened to your comms at all yet, but I get the feeling just by watching you guys play and just from like my experience and all. I think that you guys weren't having too much planning going in there. You guys, the kind of planning that I think you guys had was more, okay, we're gonna go this way, right? We're just gonna go that way, and let's try to use these two ults. That's it's like so wrong. That's base level. That is just base level shot calling. The thing that you guys needed the most out of this entire match was not just like, oh, let's go this way, use these ults, but you need to think of the more of the long. You need to think more along the lines of what are they gonna do when we go this way, and you can try to prevent that. I.e., if you're looking for examples of how you could have changed it, there was an example on first point, and third point. Those are the more blatant examples of where aware planning could have really helped you guys. Next thing is what I've been hagging on you guys this entire time for, and that's grouping. Reason being, yeah, just like grouping in general, and this, like, your general grouping outside of fights is fine. Like you guys generally stay in a death ball, except for a few just minor mistakes that you made. But you guys generally stayed in a death ball. Until you actually like engaged them, until there was like a brawl going on. So how do you improve that grouping? You're going your IGL, or someone needs to call, let's group up on, I'm gonna put quotation marks. I'm gonna put G for group. Group up on point. Like something like that. You could use a lot more of that. I don't get the feeling that you were saying that during the fight. Third thing, again, is just working on work on dive. Again, Winston. Plus dive targets. Yeah, so Winston plus dive targets, essentially. Now, the reason why you didn't get Winston to work, yeah, true. Your Winston jumped in on his own. Big no-no. That was a big no-no. He should not have done that. However, what he could have done to fix that was to essentially say, before he dives, he's going to say, I'm going to dive onto this target. Now, your Genji, Weeaboo, Genji's going to dive the same target. Like I said, you need to establish who you are going to dive before you dive. That's extremely important. Before your initial dive, you need to establish who you're going to dive before you do it. Don't do it as you dive. Don't go in there and say diving. You need to go in there and say, Genji, are you ready? I'm going to dive the Ana, right? I'm going to dive the Ana. Are you ready? And Genji says, yeah, or yo, whatever. And so your Winston and Genji are going to dive the same target. Just like completely. And that should be enough of press DPS. Your Tracer can also join in on the fun of killing this old grandma in like like just the two of you alone should be able to kill this Ana fairly quickly. Now, granted, you need to keep in mind that the rest of the team is going to back her up, and that's why I think the Tracer would also be really useful. So, like, if the three of you all dive the Ana, that Ana should die within like 3 seconds. That Ana should die extremely quickly. If you're able to communicate that. First things first. During that last map, your Winston, like I said, your Winston needs to dive in with a Zarya bubble. And granted, another synergy that's not so much heard of in Dive is the Winston and the Zarya. The Zarya needs to save her bubble for the Winston. Like, in fact, the Winston shouldn't even dive if the Zarya doesn't even have bubble, you know? Like, it's just that important to have that, like, extra bit of protection. Reason being is not because the bubble is, like, really good at just keeping alive. Well, it is. But the thing is, Winston's cooldown is 6 seconds. Right? His cooldown is 6 seconds for jumping. Right? Now, the thing is, I'm not sure exactly how long the Zarya bubble lasts on a target, but I'm guessing it's right around 1 to 2 seconds. Alright? Now, the thing is, when the Winston dives, he's probably going to be completely vulnerable, i.e., like, he's going to be almost certainly he's going to die, or he's extremely vulnerable because he's a big fat gorilla, you know, that's like really a really big fat juicy gorilla that's just ready to soak up damage. He only has 6 seconds. He has 6 seconds where he's completely vulnerable, right? Yes, he does have a Genji there to help him. However, on his own, that Zarya bubble, when he dives on them, will keep that to, he only has to, like, be in there and deal damage for like 4 seconds. If he's taking too much damage, jump out and tell your Genji to jump out. You know, if he's taking too much damage, you jump out. Now, granted, when you jump in and you're dealing damage, the very second you kill the target that you're on, Winston, you need to be calling out who you're dealing damage to. And your Genji needs to stay with that. And just doing that over and over, I guarantee you will get Winston to work. I don't feel like you got enough value out of D.Va. That I do feel that you could have gotten more value out of Winston than D.Va. Because Winston is a better dive character overall. Anyway, thank you for watching this VOD review. This went on for way too long, but I'll see you in the next one then.